Got him. Let's go. Yeah. Monte Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area. He's here to add some legitimacy to our discussion. Hey, Monte, what's going on, buddy?
Hello.
How are you, my man?
What's up, baby?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
We're good. Let me ask you about Draymond Green on the Patrick Beverley podcast, talking about the punch again, kind of keeping it in the news. Do you think this is how big a deal is this to Joe Lacob, Steve Kerr, and Mike Dunleavy?
I would say it's an annoyance. Something they don't need,
Yeah, Monty, we're gonna.
Subject.
Hey, Monty, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, buddy. So we're gonna
call him right
back.
Yeah,
that's all right. You can call us back or.
But see, I was honest right there. Not that what I wanted to hear was just like, are we off to? No, Steiny, we're listening to the people, the fans. They're talking. Don't act like this is that was my whole stance. I told the boss.
What?
We don't make this up. We don't concoct this. This is not something we just keep it real and we speak on the team that we love.
You're into patting yourself on the back about this, aren't you? Just forge through. We don't have to.
We don't have to be Draymond. The guy that just mentioned the ratings.
What's okay, Monty? You're back. You were talking about it being an annoyance.
Yeah, it's they're trying to move past this whole situation that they obviously never wanted, and Draymond in the immediate aftermath said, "You know what? My bad. I failed as a leader. I failed as a man. It's on me." And then in mid-season, when the Warriors were struggling on the road, he said, "It's my fault. I can't leave because of what I did earlier this season, or in the preseason." So he took the blame, and which he should. I mean, it was on him. But now it's like it keeps coming up. And I guess you could say, well, people are asking about it. But, I think if it worked for the Warriors and up to his teammates, I think they just as soon have him say something like, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on. It happened. I'm sorry. Next.
Monty, let me ask you this, man, because we still got him. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I can remember doing radio on Saturdays, seeing you in public, and you've treated me the same every time you saw me. You are a real one. I'm a Cooley High guy, new edition. I always act like I know what the group is about. When Draymond, a little stuff is happening, but to me, I was hurt, and you tell me if I'm off base. So Draymond shared with us that he has no relationship with Jonathan Kaminga. Monty, that hurt me. Basketball hurt me, and it blew me away because I'm like, you're the leader. This is what we're talking about. You're supposed to show these guys the ropes. When you heard Dre say that, and then watch kind of how the year played out with Kaminga and the young guys, did that strike you like it struck me, or do I need to just shake it off and move on?
No, that's a problem. It's a problem. And to me, a lot of what happened when he swung on Jordan last year, one of my first thoughts is the Warriors have a bunch of young guys on this team. This is the exact wrong kind of impression you want to see from your leader. You know what? Here's Draymond, a four-time champion, defensive player of the year, all defensive team guy, a team leader, and he's swinging on a guy who's a lot smarter than he is, who is 9 years younger than he is. And it struck the wrong tone. And the Warriors had Kaminga and Moody and Wiseman and Baldwin and Rollins and all those guys were in training camp, and they saw this. And some of these guys are just so new to the NBA, and they might be thinking, is this what leadership is? So it's one of those things. It's a problem. It's a problem. And it can only be fixed by Draymond, who has to commit himself to doing that. And honestly, at this point, we're not sure that he's ready to do that. They've signed him to a new contract, which sort of implies that they believe he can and will. But I think there are a lot of people over there thinking, let's wait and see how this plays out. And around the league, there are a lot more people saying, I don't know. So we're going to find out.
Monte Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area, joining us on 95.7 The Game. Is it fair to say, Monty, that you think, like, if the Warriors had whatever you want to call them, issues in the locker room last year, chemistry stuff, disconnect, is it fair to say that you don't necessarily think that's all cleaned up?
No, I think it's fair to say that. Yeah, there's still some work to be done.
Right.
It really is. And I think, we know how Steph is. Steph is a very, very loyal guy. He's loyal to Draymond, to Clay. He's loyal to the team, the franchise, and all of that. But, what Draymond is doing is kind of putting him in sort of an awkward situation. You know, Draymond's his guy, but Draymond makes it hard at times for people that like to stay with him. And it's so important. They understand how important he is to the team and all of that. But, yeah, I think there's good reason to think that there's still some work to be done. And honestly, I mean, I don't know who can do it besides Draymond. And it doesn't help that Bob Myers is out of the picture now.
Yeah, no, good point, Monty. I was telling Steiny, I got to give kudos to the NBA and everything that is Summer League. And Steiny predicted that CP3 might be a Warrior. I was screaming from the rooftops, no. But Monty, the reason I was you guys are speaking for this proud barbarian that thinks he's ready to come off the bench. I see Chris Paul is him looking at himself as a starter. What did you make of him and Miss Andrews? And it was no disrespect, but him saying you coaching, because I'm telling Steiny and the listeners, Monty, that was him telling you he ain't pro coming off the bench.
He's going to have to be. Whose place is he going to take, Steph?
That man.
Clay?
Man.
Well, could they theoretically start the three guards? That's, I guess, would be the only way, right?
Yeah, the only way that he will start some games, of course, because there will be nights when, Draymond, when Steph or Clay will be off or whatever. So, yeah, he'll work in some starts. But his primary role is to run the second unit. Will he finish some games? I believe so. But their number one goal is not about whether he starts or finishes or how much he plays. It's about keeping him healthy through the regular season so he has some juice for the postseason. And if he can't get with that after 18 years of not getting to a championship, getting a championship, then that's on him. He has to understand why he was brought here. He was brought here to be a missing piece, a stabilizer for the second unit, someone who could run with these guys, get them going, and keep the Warriors from collapsing when Steph's on the bench. And if he can understand that and accept that, it's fine. I got to think that he's 38 years old. He can't believe that, well, hey, LeBron starts, so I should start. LeBron doesn't have his long history of injuries, especially late in the season and in the postseason. So, yeah, LeBron has some injuries in recent years. But Chris has been like this for much of his career. So he has to understand that this is more about getting him ready for what the real season means to the Warriors. This is a one-year trial. It's a one-year contract, and it won't go beyond that unless he wanted to and they wanted to. That means they will have succeeded. If they don't succeed, and it's partly on Chris, then it's a one-year deal and he's done.
Monte Poole joining us on 95.7 The Game. He covers the Warriors for NBC Sports Bay Area. Tucked into that Patrick Beverley podcast with Draymond Green, he said that there was a team out there that offered him $10 million more per year than the 25 that he ended up getting. If you really parse the words, it could mean he turned down another like a 1 year $35 million or a 2 year $70 million offer from a team. But what did you make of that?
I started wondering which team that would be, and came to the conclusion that it wouldn't be a team that was in position to fight, serious position to fight for a championship. All those teams were like, was there some interest? Yeah, but I couldn't find a legitimate contender that was willing to do that, give them 2 for 70 or even 1 for 35. So, I mean, I think Draymond is about winning, and he doesn't want to go play in Portland or doesn't want to go play in Houston. He doesn't want to go play in a place where it's not going to be good.
Can I throw Sacramento out there? What if Sacramento were the team? They're not there yet?
I thought about that one. But I just didn't. I mean, yeah, they had some money to spend.
Right.
But when they re-signed Harrison Barnes, I thought, okay, that's not going to happen. But I don't think Draymond really wanted to leave. That was always the deal. He didn't really want to leave. I never thought he would seriously make even a thought to leave. And so I think, yeah, for him to say he could have gotten more money, probably true. I don't doubt that. But would he have accepted that and have accepted a new team with new teammates that probably wasn't going to have the same kind of chemistry that he's accustomed to with Steph and Clay? I didn't see Draymond going that route.
Monty, we got a little dynamic on the show. Steiny just lets me have it because everything excites me. It really doesn't. But I want to ask you about Lester Quinones. I won't because He has a little bag. I don't know if it'll equate on the big club, but Trace Jackson Davis, we talked to him last week, I got to tell him, you got to look at this roster and you got to say, they don't have one of me. Steiny's like, oh, slow down. And I'm not telling Steiny he's going to be an all-star, but Monty, he's got hands, he's got a body. Tell us your thoughts of him, and can he make an impact? I think he can.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot. I mean, the one thing, but there's two things I don't love. And one of them actually is not that big a deal. He doesn't shoot the three. So what? And the second thing is that he doesn't seem to be super quick with his feet. But he is a quick decision maker. I mean, he doesn't hold on to the ball and figure out what he's going to do. And I mean, I love his passing. I love his motor, his engine. I love the way his desire, determination. I love that part of him. And that's why I think he can get minutes in the regular season, at least, with this team coming up this season. I think he will be that rare second-unit guy who can get minutes in important games at important times.
Monty, thank you so much for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. And it's never too early to start thinking about next year and the Warriors. Thanks, buddy.
There you go. Take care, guys.
All right. That's Monte Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area.